Bizzleberry is bringing you a Dragonscale Expedition Reputation guide. We've done other reputation guides before in the past, like with the Cobalt Assembly, and I'm going to be covering all of the renowned ones. So if you're looking for some tips on how to make, yourself rank 25 in those renowned things as soon as possible, then be sure to subscribe and I'll have all the tips for you. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Dragonscale, and we're going to be talking about how to get Dragonscale and potentially get it to 25 from the get-go. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but you can do it on day one of your playing, essentially. What kind of rewards there are, and what kind of activities you can kind of expect. So let's start off by reputation and how to actually get it. So the basic one is with all the renowned ones, you can get them from world quests, which I'm sure you probably know. There is this icon here on the bottom left hand corner of the minimap that you might not have been aware of. You can select different reputations here and it will highlight them on the map, even if they're not world quests. You can do that even if they're just quests in your journal. Like for example, I have a quest here to go and do this pet battle, and it will, if I click on the Valdrakken Accord, it will highlight up and it will basically say you're going to get Valdrakken reputation if you do that. Same with this kind of dungeon quest I've got down here. Is a Tuskar reputation one, so that's just highlighting, so you can go for specific ones that you're aiming for even if they're just normal quests in your quest log. So that's just a little tip there. World quests, I would urge you to try and get to, we have a climbing world quest at renown 6 on the Dragonscale, and at 8 you have another world quest that you can unlock at rank 8. So you kind of want to try and to get to Dragonscale Expedition rank 8 as quickly as possible, because you'll unlock a climbing world quest. Usually there's about 2 on the map when they reset every 3.5 days. And then the same as well with the catalog thing, which is basically taking pictures of different monsters and is like the Pokemon kind of mini game. Pokemon Snap, that's it, that you can do, take pictures of mobs. You can make those world quests a lot easier if you go to the Dragonscale camp, which is 4783 in the Waking Shores, but it's right at the bottom there and marked with this kind of like the pickaxes crossing each other. You got Pathfinder Jeb here, who's just outside this tent, and he's going to sell you some thingies, some goodies. One of the things that you're going to want to pick up here is small expedition shovels, which we'll talk about in a second. And you might want to pick up an expedition supply kit, because that you can use the one next to Jeb if you wish, which accesses this talent tree. But if you buy one, which I have in my inventory, you can take this talent tree wherever you go. Now there's 3 kind of lines down here of talent treeness. The middle one's all to do with climbing, to make your climbing easier. I would highly recommend that you look to try and get to the tireless grip chalk kind of as quickly as possible, purely because it just makes the world quest a lot easier and quicker if you want to go for speed. There's a couple of nice things here on the right hand side. This is the Pokemon Snap kind of thing where you're taking pictures. This can help you too in terms of making it so that you've got more film in your camera, so you don't have to like reload the camera, and there's some other things here as well that can help out. Also, in terms of reputation, you've got the cartographer's flag, which you unlock at some point early on in the renown as well, and I urge you to do those as quickly as possible. So to unlock the cartographer's flag, you need renown level 7, and basically there is 20 flags at high point places, 20 vistas that you can go click on, and they will each give you 250 rep. So you can get 5,000 reputation just by flying around the world and clicking on these flags. There will be a wowhead link in the description down below with a link to basically where all of those locations are, so you can do a big fly around, spend about half an hour doing that and getting 5k rep, easy peasy. Now other ways you have to get reputation are the scout packs and the dirt. So the scout packs you unlock really early on, you get that at renown level 2, and you basically just right click the scout packs and you get basically these hand-in tokens that you can have, these artifacts, and you come into this little tent here, and whenever you get those scout packs or dig up the dirt, you can hand them into this NPC and she'll give you reputation for each one. You can do big bundles, so every 20 that you have you can hand them in for a huge chunk of reputation. But basically those scout packs and the dirt are, you can farm, you can fly around the map and you can farm them constantly, and that is a way and legit method that you can use to grind out to rank 25 from day one if you don't want to wait for the world quests and things like that. So that is entirely possible. In regards to the dirt, you'll have to speak to Expedition Supplies Jeb here, and you can pick up these shovels with Dragon Isle supplies, but also you can have a blacksmith craft you. Go to the anvil here. So the blacksmith, you can make shovels. You can make a few sturdy expedition shovels. You can also buy them on the auction house. The reason why these shovels are better is because they have 20 charges as opposed to the 5 that Jeb gives you. And all of these shovels take up 1 space of inventory. So if your bags are a mess like mine, you could basically essentially save some handy bag space by opting into the blacksmith's versions as opposed to the Jeb versions. Now the dirt unlocks at a later reputation level, so you'll need to have that unlocked in order to be able to dig the dirt. It says buried treasure here at rank 5, but once you have that you're going to be able to fly around, and basically I'd advise you to wait until you hit rank 5 first before you start flying around, because then you'll get to pick up the trade packs and the dirt, dig the dirt. You'll be digging dirt a lot. I use a mod called Rare Scanner, and Rare Scanner picks up all of the dirt and the packs, and I'm always flying over and then dive bombing down to pick up the dirt, and I highly recommend you do the same if you have the time. Now some little tips here in order to help you find the dirt. Sometimes the dirt is bugged and stuck in the rocks, and you can use the anomaly detection mark, which you can get from the talent tree on the left hand side. Also there's also the mechanism bypass, which we'll talk about in a second, but you can use the anomaly detection mark in order to find help you find dirt, help you find those packs, because they'd be highlighted purple, and yeah, requires little effort then to actually dig around brushes and stuff to try and able to find some of these. Saves a lot of time when you pop one of those. Also you can find magic bound chests. Those are in caves, but they're invisible until you pop that buff. The buff lasts 1 minute, and not every cave has a chest, so if you do find yourself in a cave, pop the buff, you might find a magic bound chest, and you might find some more goodies inside as well, including artifacts, sometimes reputation rewards for the other factions as well. And recently I got a Dragon's Shard of Knowledge, which you can then hand in for an extra talent point. In my case it'd be either for mining or blacksmithing. So those are the kind of rewards that you can get from doing the digging and the scout packing. So the main reasons why you might want to level up your renown, the main basic one is item level gear. You can get 376 gloves, which is slightly higher than Mythic 0. You can also get legs, which are 389, which is around about Mythic plus. If I had to kind of guess, it's around about 9, 10. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a good bit of gear before the raiding happens as well, if you can really be bothered to grind up for rank 18. So that's a lot of dirt digging at that point. Also, you'll get a quest line popping up soon. If we just fly slightly south here of Jeb. In this tower, you'll get a quest for Thorin, and you'll get to use these Waygates. If I were to right click, I've got the debuff unfortunately, but if you right click these and do the quest line, you can then basically teleport instantly to any location with a 30-minute cooldown. So if you see on my map, I've got like these little, if I can find one, I got this purple diamond kind of shape here. It means I can teleport instantly from here where I am in the Waking Shores all the way down to the Azure Span. I've also got another one in Thaldraxxus. Not exactly sure why it's not marking up on the map right now. Maybe it's because I've got a cooldown. But I've got another one around the Algatha Academy, and another one in the plains right now, somewhere around Rust Thafar Reach. So you got another basically kind of teleportation method to get around the map just a little bit quicker if you need to. Also, one final kind of like a giga reward that you can get, apart from obviously some mounts, you've got this heroic reward, which enables you to get a crafted item up to, let me find the actual, because it doesn't actually tell you on that reward, it is 395 to 405. So if you know an experienced crafter, it adds 30 recipe difficulty, but essentially you can make 405 item level gear with that one reward. So I believe you only get one, so you better make one of your items to up to 405. If you're not a skilled crafter, the lowest it will be down to is 395, which is still pretty high, very high in fact in terms of early game state. But if you did want to push and get a fancy piece of gear before raiding, you're going to have to dig a lot of dirt, but you will be able to get that 405 gear ready for your heroic / mythic raiding. I hope this guide helps you out. So that's the Dragonscale Expedition. I'll be doing one of the other renowned ones soon, so be sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. All the best and take care, and see you for another video.